Hi, my name is Angela, and I'm here to remind you that your vote matters this November. Many people won't go to the polls based upon the idea they feel their vote won't matter anyway, since the Electoral College elects the president. But did you know that it is your vote that determines how the Electoral College votes? It is your vote that determines how many electorates each state has. That is your vote in the U.S. Census. Each state has a different number of electorates. For example, larger states with larger populations have more electors. The number of electors in our state is commensurate with the number or members of Congress our state is entitled to. Currently, there are 538 electors throughout the U.S., corresponding to 435 state representatives, 100 senators, and 3 electors selected by the District of Columbia. The ballot this year requires you to elect the president by popular vote. The U.S. map will show in red and blue the popular vote as well as the Electoral College vote once they are tabulated. Equally important is the fact that you're being asked to elect the people who make laws and represent you in Congress. Your U.S. senators, U.S. representatives, comptrollers, state representatives, state senators, and any referendums and ballots that need to be voted on this November. Failure to show up at the polls will impact how well you are represented in Congress. When it is time to enact laws or establish budgets, you want to be counted. For example, if 200 million people show up at the poll to vote, and a budget is articulated for that 200 million, the 124 million people that didn't show up don't have a voice. They can't say anything about what is or isn't going on in their community or their state. That is why it is important to vote, to make your voice matter, to be counted in Congress. Another reason for going to the polls this year is redistricting. This is the reorganization for the purpose of equalizing the voting population of districts within a state. If you don't vote, you can't make a showing here either, and you can't be counted. Sometimes gerrymandering or the deliberate manipulation of political boundaries for electoral advantage takes place. And it is at these times that state and federal courts have to actually step in order to eliminate the disenfranchisement of voters within those districts. I would like to leave you with a few what-if scenarios. What if the district boundaries have been moved? You are no longer able to vote for the candidate of your choice within your district. You are now a Democrat in a majority Republican district, or Republican in a majority Democratic district. What if the district boundaries have been moved and your son and daughter who are doing so well at the school they attend can no longer attend that school because the boundaries have been moved? What if these prior two examples have now impacted the value and resale value of your home, since school districts are factored in when establishing the value of real estate? What if, due to redistricting, the community health care network, which now serves 6 to 41 people a week, now has to serve 49 to 180 people a week? This will undoubtedly lead to negligent care, or care being received by untrained or unskilled community care workers or community health aides who are just striving to put food on the table. It is my hope that you will give more than the usual consideration to the information that I've shared with you today and to the examples of the scenarios I've just mentioned. Social and family structure, jobs, functional and viable health care can all negatively be impacted if you believe if you really believe that your vote doesn't matter. Let me remind you that you do matter. Your vote matters. The future of your children and grandchildren matter immensely. Legislation passed now determines their future. Your failure to vote could catastrophically plunge us headfirst into a dystopian society. You have the power to say otherwise. Your vote will help lift your family, your community, your state, your country. We all await your rising to say, my vote will matter this November. Thank you for your time. That's all for now.